Alright, so this is called graphing by intercepts. The other day we did a lesson on how to graph linear equations using slope and y-intercept. This is using both intercepts. And this would only honestly be used, like it says here, when you had it in the standard form. When you have it in standard form, I kind of give you little tricks on how to solve for these, but I do want to comment as to why. It says here, cover up the blank term and solve for blank. Now, I have no idea what these blanks are until I read down here. Right? It's called the x-intercept. So that means you're going to cover up the y term and solve for x. Okay? And to find the y-intercept, you're going to cover up the x term and solve for y. And we've done that once already before. Alright, so the idea here is, why are you covering it up? It's because when you are finding the intercepts, whatever intercept you're trying to find. So if you're trying to find the x-intercept, that's when you're crossing the x-axis. Okay? So let's just, so you can have a visual here. Every time I cross the x-axis, y is going to be 0. Well, if y is 0, that means if I put a 0 in for y, that literally what it does is it turns this to 0 automatically. So by covering it up, you're really turning it into a 0. You're turning into 0. That's why we're covering it up. That's why the directions say cover them up and solve, because it's a visual thing. So like if I cover up this right here, you can clearly see that looks like 3x equals -6. That's very easy for students to solve. And if I slide this over, now I have -2y equals -6. So I just take turns and then just make sure you get the letters correctly, and then you plot them on the graph. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so we're going to take turns. So the first thing we're going to do is cover up, looks like cover up y. So we do that, and we get 3x equals -6. And then if we cover up the 3x, we get -2y equals -6. And all we have to do is solve those two. And it's a one-stepper every time. Okay, so that's -2. And that's 3. Okay, so that means I'm going to put a dot on each one of these places. So x equals -2 gets put here. And y equals 3 gets put here. And remember that in order to graph a line, we only need 2 points. We just got 2 points. So therefore, I'm done graphing. And that's it. That's really all you got to do. And again, I would only use this if it was in standard form, because if it were not, it's harder to kind of block these off or set them equal to 0 and solving. You can't really do that. So, all right, so let's do the next one just to make sure you really got that going. Okay, so this one would be x equals 4, no work there, and then 2y equals 4 for the other one. So the first one, x-intercept, I don't have to worry about. Y-intercept, solve that. Y is equal to 2. So x is equal to 4. Now this is not, I've had students before put, oh, I see 4 and 2 and write 4 comma 2 and plot a point. No, this is x equals 4 is the location on each of these axes that you're going to put things on. So x is equal to 4 means that's where this is technically 4, 0 in disguise, remember? And this is 0, 2 in disguise. Okay, remember? Y is 0, you get the x. X is 0, you get the y. All right, and so these are actually 2 ordered pairs, not 4 comma 2, which a lot of students like to do. All right, so I got 4, 0, and then 0, 2. And again, got 2 points. So now I can use my super expensive ruler. And I think I actually missed. Oh, that's okay. All right, so that's how you're going to do these. So it's not too, they make the math gets a little bit more crazy sometimes. Like this one's a little bit more to do, but it's just a matter of the, using Desmos or your calculator on your phone to do them. All right. And that's it for this lesson, really. That's all you got to be able to do.